go, I release, and I know I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. To push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahma Kumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Novato, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much need, and from there onwards then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many, many homes, many cities all over across United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation at their workplace, in their family, and also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about.
The Brahma Kumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings connected to the One Source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahma Kumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow, where we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti. Hello everyone, Om Shanti. Welcome to your next normal. The morphing and the evolving from the spiritual vaccine hour. I know some of you have been texting and telling me, we miss spiritual vaccine. You kind of miss that laid back feeling in the living room and watching Sister Gita coming in the camera or acting up and doing her thing. Well, that's what happens. You know, the next normal comes about and we adapt and adjust and we look for the possibility of what's beneficial in this new scene. But I do hope you've had a pretty good day and you've been looking inwards to see to what extent you have evolved in the last few months or even just in the last few hours. How are your thoughts? Where are your vision? Where's your vision going? And if we do playbacks, which we do sometimes, and we look at some of the archived programs of before, I'm sure you'll get the same feeling and the same sense of intent and care and love and guidance and wisdom as we've gotten as well. So I'm your host, Sister Jenna. If you're just joining in, welcome to the tribe. We're so happy to have you. Had a wonderful weekend on various programs, which were all about health and healing and being uplifted. And so just Google Sister Jenna, and I think there's one that was meditation and yoga, and another one on new beginnings. And feel free to share what those were for you, and if there were any jewels that came out that kind of made you a better version of yourself. Today I had a nice day. We spent some time out in the yard and sorted out the gutters and one of the sheds, and I just went walking around the backyard and it just felt so healing. And I don't know about you, but every time you do a sort of a reorganizing of your spaces, you get a very clear image of what the soul will feel like when you clean it up too, when you really remove all those layers of stories and traumatic layers of stories that we sometimes still have the habit of holding on to. And what happens is that when you start to really clean up shop inside of your head, you really feel this great kind of an air blow through. It's like a fragrance, something soft and something smooth, and you begin to feel your value, your worth. You know, you You recognize that without an effort, there will not be a reward. And a lot of us, if we are not mindful, we can get so complacent in our lives, especially with this lockdown and not being out and about and mixing and mingling and talking and laughing with different people. You can get a little bit lost inside. I was talking to a very well-known friend of mine the other day, and he was just calling to check up on me, and he says, I don't know, I'm just beyond in another space of consciousness that I passed my exit like 3 times. And I had to laugh, and I was like, yeah, if you surrender to this kind of a spaciousness which physically still calls you to be responsible for the duties that you have to fulfill, but there's a part of you that you can kind of surrender to the spaciousness. You can either call it a giving in or a giving up. And you surrender to it, and you just have to go with it. Like, you go with it, and you can get so lost, and I get worried about individuals who are at home and don't have a lot of friends or don't have a lot of other outlets that are healthy. And healthy outlets aren't just turning on the television. It's not just turning on the television. It's not just going onto social media and clicking through, because I know that even for me, when I scroll through my Twitter and or even the Instagram, I look and I always check myself, where do I stop? It's not like I scroll one at a time very slowly and go, oh, let me see what this is saying. And then I go to the the second one, and then I check to see, what is this saying? Then I go to the third. I go like that, and I see, is it a friend that I know? Is it someone that I have a lot of faith and trust in? Is it somebody that I want to see keep evolving? And so I'll, share their programs or like their posts, because I want to see them thrive too, so I share it. And, that's not enough, because that's not even close to sustaining the soul. And you find that sometimes where you stop, maybe it's at comedy, maybe it's at something graphic, if you hear again there's a fire in California, or you hear another police officer shoots a man in the back or whatever. And I ask myself, why would I even stop there? There are a variety of options that I have. And to this day, I haven't watched the video on George Floyd. I haven't watched the video on Jacob Blake. I haven't watched many of those negative videos of people in uniform hurting individuals because of their Africanness, because of their blackness. Why? Because I know what's going on. I know what's behind it all. I know, there are powers and energies that be that are using their force not to evolve society, not to evolve cultures. No, it's very intentional, and everybody can see it. And now people are screaming from deep in their hearts, change your system. It's not right. Even the people in which the system has been designed to hold back are saying, when we're educated and we're given a chance, you don't have to put drugs in our neighborhoods. You don't have to put liquor stores in our neighborhoods. You don't have to give us highest prices in our little, those little stores, those convenience stores that are there. We don't have to believe in that anymore. And what's wrong if all of us just get a chance to serve, to be served, to learn, to grow? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Imagine we can actually eradicate poverty in the world if somehow people with a lot of money, the 1 to 5% of people in the world, will be satisfied with just enough. That's evolving. We can actually evolve if the 5% of the world's richest people and the rest of the 5 or 10% under them will be okay with enough wealth. Not a single child will go to bed hungry or crying because they didn't get proper drinking water even. So I believe that the force of evolution that we're witnessing now, especially in the United States of America, it's happening in Russia, it's happening in Africa, it's happening in China. Look at what was happening in Hong Kong last year. It's kind of sad, you know, what kind of took place later on after all those peaceful protests did what they did. It's, you know, there was a time in which politicians and leaders followed where the people were going, and even though we can see that there's an amount of people that follow particular people, if those particular people are in power, it makes it really, really hard for changes to occur unless the people on the other side really rise up fully and just say, no, we're not going to have it, and stay consistent. You know, so there's just so many changes that are going on, and we're going to have to find ways to evolve from that. And so there is a kind of a force that's taking place. I'm speaking on behalf of the United States of America. I'm seeing it in different parts of the world. But there's a force that's happening where there is such disfragmentation in the society, because in the minds of people, they're so disfragmented. Their values are disfragmented. Their vision is disfragmented. The motives in how souls are showing up to fulfill their life's purpose is disfragmented. And so you feel like the source of truth and integrity and character, the source of authenticity, which we all derived from at some point, it is spread out in such a way that nobody knows anymore who anyone is or what anyone is supposed to do. Imagine with the theory of evolution. That's one thing. I don't believe we evolved from apes. I don't. I don't believe that the soul, which has the recording and carries the recordings and the sanskaras and the subconscious of experiences of human tendencies derived from apes. I do believe that there were times there were times that the soul came from a more uncivilized way of existence. So let's say we didn't have proper drinking water that came out of a faucet. We didn't have cars that were driving us here and there to get us to places in no time. We didn't have airplanes. Remember the Concorde? It could fly us from New York to London in 3.5 hours. Those were the days. But at the same token, it was destroying the environment, you know? And I do believe that as we really, really go into deeper self-reflection and deeper meditation, we will come to some conclusions about ourselves and make some serious changes. We have to. We have to change our pattern, our direction as to where we're going. So and I'm not discrediting scientists. I'm not a scientist. I have not done intense study about the law of evolution or the theory of evolution. But just looking at the fact that everything started with a DNA structure, like one little molecule, right? Or one seed, so to speak. I want you to imagine that we all came from that one seed, God, the supreme power. And from that one seed spawned human beings with particular personality traits and qualities. Each of us were born with the energy of love and peace and purity and power inside of our souls, each of us. And then imagine how, as we're born with this quality and with this DNA, right? It's so beautiful. Then we start to branch off and spread a little bit of our personality, a little bit of our vibrations over there. And then another group of us spread our vibrations and our personality and our thought energy over here. And then another group of us spread our thought energy and our vibration and all the things that we believe in over here. Which is why you travel around the world and you bump into various cultures of people who you might think they think differently, but they just speak a different language, or they dress in a different sort of clothing, they eat a different kind of food, but they still want to be loved, respected, They want to thrive. They want to strive. They want to be happy. That's the universal. So what if there were a group of people out there, and I think I know some of them, and with force of meditation and purity and wisdom and love and happiness and stability and kindness, what if that group of individuals are among us now? And through their consistent dedication, sincerity, yoga vibrations, meditation vibrations, goodness of spirit, purity of actions, purity of karmas, what if these souls are spreading such beautiful energy in the world that somebody in the world somewhere is feeling the touchings and the vibrations of that energy, and they're feeling a force within themselves that it's time to evolve? Do you believe that there are people out there, and there could be a very strong group of people out there who are sending you the best wishes, the best vibrations, are wishing for you to feel what the energy of peace is like, what real pure love feels like, not human love, pure spiritual love, that they're wishing that you'll be safe, protected, that you'll go back to the source of your existence, to the energy of God's light and God's love. Do you believe there's a group of folks out there like that? And that they're helping to evolve the planet? And they're not concerned about the degradation that they're witnessing in the world, because that's not the energy that they're serving. They're serving truth. They're serving purity. They're serving peace. And they're serving love. I have a video. I think you're going to like it. And it's going to offer you some insights on the importance of our collective goodness.
Something happening behind the scenes that will soon transform the world in such a radical way that most people will be shocked. Right now, the world seems like a hopeless place. We've been conditioned for so long to believe that we're limited and helpless. We've been told that peace is impossible, that poverty is unfixable, that disease is natural, that human suffering is inevitable. We've been lied to. We've been brainwashed to think that the only way to effect change is to fight the status quo, to take to the streets and protest, to rise up in anger. But that's a dead end that has never brought any lasting solution. Instead, something radically different has begun taking place and is gaining momentum. Certain individuals and groups of people have started remembering. They're remembering who they really are behind the illusion of physicality. They're remembering their divine nature. They're remembering that they're the superheroes and saviors that they've been waiting for. And even though their numbers are relatively small, with their regained memories comes a power unlike anything the world has ever seen. A power that will soon heal the entire world and set it free. This power is the power of consciousness, of divine light and love. And one person wielding this power can shine a light so bright that it literally transforms 5,000 people who are stuck in negativity and darkness. And far from being an abstract notion, this is being proven and measured. A scientifically controlled study led by German researchers at the University of Kassel has shown that while the average person's chest area emits only 20 photons of light per second, someone who is meditating on their heart center and sending out love and light to others radiates a stunning 100,000 photons per second. That's 5,000 times more than the average person. And numerous studies have shown that when these photons are imbued with a loving and healing intention, their frequency and vibration rises to the point that they can literally change matter. They can heal disease and transform negative events. And when groups of meditators who emit light and love assemble, the effect is so exponential that the impact is truly staggering. Over the past 30 years, there have been 23 scientific studies on mass meditation, which have been carefully scrutinized by independent scholars and accepted for publication in leading peer-reviewed academic journals. In every case, the research has shown marked reductions in crime, terrorism, and war in the respective geographic areas and even globally. Stop and think about this mind-bending, reality-altering fact. It's showing us the way forward to real, lasting change. Because the truth is that the underlying substratum of our entire world is simply energy. Change the energy by imbuing it with light and love, and the world has to change. In fact, that's the only way it will ever change, because all other seeming solutions work only on the surface level of matter instead of the energetic blueprint that actually creates reality. And change it must. The time is now. Now is the time to join the army of light warriors that has been building across the globe. Now is the time to rediscover your true divine power and put it to use to change the world. Now is the time to stop waiting for saviors and instead to embody the truth that will set you and everyone free. This army is not one that wages wars. It's not one that judges, condemns, and attacks. It's an army of heart-centered beings who use their divine power for the highest good of all, who stand up for goodness and freedom, not through anger and protests, but through embodying higher consciousness and sending out the transformative energy of light and love. And the world thinks they're crazy. It calls them naive idealists. It laughs at them. Yet this is the same world that has been raging with violence, war, poverty, and disease. So tell me, who are the sane ones? This is the same world that used to burn people at the stake if they taught empowering beliefs to the masses. It's the same world that has killed and tortured countless souls. And despite the efforts of so many with good intentions, it remains an insane world filled with atrocities. Why is this so? Because good intentions aren't enough. The world cannot change by working merely on the physical front. The change needs to come from the underlying, foundational, energetic front. That's why what's happening now is so different. Never before in our recorded history are so many souls waking up to the truth that we are beings of light who have the power to change our reality. And that's why this army will be the last army ever built. Because after our work is over, no armies will be needed in the world. No wars will be raging. Peace will finally prevail. But this energetic battle is far from over. We can't simply spout empowering words and go on living as we used to. We need to do something. We need to send out the light every day to those we like and especially to those we don't. We need to visualize the earth of our dreams every day. We need to sit in silence and meditate on the feelings of love and peace in our inner world every day. Even if only 5 or 10 minutes can be spared, we need to do it every day. Start with a 10-day challenge to build the habit and then go from there. Remember, your light can erase the negativity of 5,000 people who are stuck in lower consciousness. That's your power. No one can do this for us. It must be us. It must be you. And when you radiate this energy of higher consciousness, not only will our outer world start reflecting it, but your personal inner world will be enriched beyond measure. You will finally have the peace, fulfillment, abundance, and joy you've been seeking. In fact, this inner transformation is what causes the outer one. And so I call you to join this army of light. I call you to let go of the limiting beliefs and conditioning that tell you you can't make a difference or that you have to fight for change in physical ways out there in the world. And I call you to take command of our collective destiny by committing to do this sacred work each and every day. Make time to meditate. Make time to visualize loving light pouring out of your heart center to the world. Make time to love and forgive and uplift every day. Your efforts are not in vain. Science has proven the stunning effects. Don't listen to your brothers and sisters who are still spiritually asleep when they tell you what you're doing is pointless. They need you to live your truth now more than ever. Together we can do this. Together we will transform the planet. Together we will create heaven on earth.
Wasn't that amazing? Who believed in that? I mean, wasn't that really the crux of it all? Do you now see the work that we're doing together? And DS Rally showed, Dr. Ivy Hilton, so many of us are out there doing the work. Imagine your one positive vibration can impact at least 5,000 people in the lower vibrations. And if you happen to be in the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area, you know how much we need that, especially on Capitol Hill and 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. There's so much dark energy coming out of there where there's just so much anger and negativity, hate, dislike, lack of trust. There's just no trust in anyone. And so when you are working in a team of people, and it's a big team that is about the world's issues, and nobody trusts anyone, can you really trust where you are? So how do we get into this vortex of evolving? The video made it very clear. It's when we can collectively or individually take that time to really reflect, have moments of silence, have moments of peace, read something that spiritually evolves you and lifts you up, something that will enlighten you and awaken you to a higher call of yourself and to certain, just listen. Sometimes when I'm walking around, I'll sort of pay attention to see what's my energy like, am I heavy? Do I feel disconnected from myself? Do I feel like I'm becoming very human? Am I letting go of my light? And just by checking in with that alone makes me turn whatever I'm going through around rather than allowing that very human gross energy to pull me down for too long. It's okay once in a while. Maybe it passes through you for a day. Maybe you have 2 days you don't feel so great. But if you make it into 3 days, it will become a habit that you accept your vibrations are lower than. And then it becomes very hard to break through. And if there's nobody around to guide you or to signal to you or to tell you you're not doing so well, your energy doesn't feel well, your vibrations doesn't feel well, then there's no hope. And that's not what we want for each other. We want to be able to bring each other up. What is the kind of army that we need now? We need an army of light workers. We need a spiritual army. We need a spiritual salvation army. And I feel that with all my might, that's what many of the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris are doing. Just imagine for a little bit. For over 80 years, these individuals have been gathering together, doing collective meditation, now in 120 countries, all around the world. Millions are coming together online, and they're doing meditations over and over again, starting from 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Students and aspirants are just really going in to say, God, Baba, tell me what's next. Who am I? Why am I here? What's next for me to do? And you keep asking Baba and you keep talking to Baba. Eventually, all the answers will just emerge naturally for you. And you will not be deceived. And you will not be derailed. You will not get confused. You will stay spot on and on target of your game. I was talking to Santosh tonight before the show started, and I said now that the next normal is now 5 days a week, how still things don't feel like they're in sync for us, because it was so natural and so easy for us to keep doing it every day and showing up. And what do we do on those 2 days that we don't have anything going on? How do we spend those days? Is it making you stronger? Is it making you better? Is it elevating you? Is it evolving you? And so whenever we even change systems or do anything that's a little bit different, such as for me, when systemic changes have occurred, and there'll be no more abuse for children, for women, for African Americans, for people who with various religious beliefs, whenever there's no more of that energy, where people are attacking other people because they're different than you are, we're going to have to be prepared for also that change. The next normal, we are going to have to prepare ourselves consciously for the next normal. And if the next normal is a golden aged world, a golden aged mindset, a golden aged civilization, how are you preparing for it? What's your character like? What are your choices? How do you see yourself in the world around you? Is it connected to that next normal? Or are you still thinking about the old? The only reason why maybe the last 2 weeks we've been trying to get our rhythm is that we're still thinking, oh, but we used to do it every day. And now it's 5 days a week. So have we, did we prepare for the next normal, even within ourselves, to prepare for the new template, having a lot of guests on, talking about current issues as well as spiritual issues? Still it's there, but we're learning more. We're being given a little bit more extra to take us to that other level of evolution, to really evolve. Now, we can evolve because of trauma, and we can evolve because of love. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to evolve because of love? Or would you prefer to evolve because of trauma? I know, right? Of course we're going to choose love. Who's going to choose trauma? So as we take this moment in time and we think about the fact that civilization began from a seed, and that seed is of God, the energy of God's absolute powerful purity of existence. And from that seed, we were all born. Okay, let's say the soul came from the seed of God, the Supreme Being. And from that seed, we have evolved into the people that we are. But every time we mix up our journeys or share our journeys with other folks, or the energy of the soul becomes a little bit divided, split, which generally happens after the energy wanes, then we start to explore and experiment different options and different ideas, which are fine, it's creative. But then as we mix, just think about how many races have been created as a result of mixtures of couples and relationships. And is it better that just one race stays with one group of people stay with just one group of people? To be honest with you, I don't have the answer. I have seen that when everybody seems to be the same, it seems like everybody gets along easier. There's a sense of comfort and tribalness, which is what we've had back in the old days. In the old days, without a cell phone and without a television, and even maybe without smoke signals, people just connected tribally in their villages. I mean, really go back historically. Before electricity, before industrialization, before all of that, what were people doing? People were just trying to survive. What did they? They got up. There were only candles. There was no air conditioner or heater. Can you imagine what winters were like when you were in your cabins? When your ancestors were in their cabins, if you don't think you were there? When you would just wake up, there wasn't a shower. You took a bath with hot water and cold water in a tub, and you wiped up. Your mother washed you. Your mother would bake bread, cook. There weren't elaborate meals unless you belonged to the royal family, or you were in a kingdom, or you were an extremely wealthy citizen of the kingdom. Just think about what life was like. That if we go back in those days and look at the way our ancestors or how we used to live, we might say they were a little uncivilized. We might say that. Or we could say, oh, they were so simple. They were so simple. But evolution is really more about moving towards character development. It's about moving towards virtuosity and divinity and dignity. Evolution is about using your spiritual powers in everything that you do. It is about making choices that make you powerful, not weaker. Funny, because even the clothes that you choose determines your power. Have you ever gone shopping and chosen an ugly outfit because you think it makes you powerful to wear ugly stuff? Now, each one has their own taste. I'm not knocking you. There are certain things I would never wear, but certain things that certain people wear, because when they put on the clothes, they go, this gives them a sense of power. So if you're evolving, your choices, where your power base is concerned, should be taking you towards more illumination, more light, more spirituality, more spiritual power, sweetness, kindness, generosity, clarity. What will happen if you're evolving? You will move away from making decisions where your energy is getting less. Where you don't feel, when your energy is getting less, you stop feeling motivated, you stop feeling enthusiastic, you want something else, you start to feel like things aren't really that great, and then you look for other angles to find some sort of a meaning or power. That's not evolving. That's staying stuck or falling back. So do you trust? Do you trust that you are ready as a soul to evolve? Do you trust that you have what it takes to really move forward and be progressive in the way you see yourself and the world around you? I know you have it. I have it. I know you have it. We all were born with it. If we were all God's creation, we've got it. We just have to allow these negative or old energies or ideas to get out of the way. That's it. So let's have a meditation on trust and see if you are willing and open now to really trust the evolving process that wants to take place through you. For you to sit up and rise up and feel like there's more. It becomes hard when everybody around you doesn't want more. And you feel like you're the only fool in the bunch that's like, is something wrong with me? Because why does everyone else seem okay with nothing? There's no spiritual empowerment. You don't see anyone making any great spiritual leap of faith. And everybody just seems to be like in their own world, in their own space. And you're the only one who keeps thinking, let's go, we can do this, we can make this. You've got to bring this power forward. And you say to yourself, maybe I'm evolving in the wrong way. But remember, it takes one main caboose on the train to pull all the other trains forward. Remember that. And usually there's one president to run a country, not two. There's one prime minister to run a country, not two. There's one king for a kingdom, not two. So sometimes your call has to be different, and you have to be the one that's not only evolved or stay evolved, but you're going to have to attract people around you who are willing to be evolved too, and who are inspired, and who want to be excited about life. And many people will look at you and go, but that's not me. And then they say, why are you here with me then? Because then that must give you suffering if you're with somebody who is inspiring and you're not want to be inspiring. It must be giving both people pain, huh? One person is driven, the other person is like, what is he doing now? One person is lazy and the other one is like, oh no, what is this one doing now? They want to wake up. So when you're evolving, you want to keep creating energies of people who are also similar in vision. People who really deeply understand the importance of the time and the possibility of creating their fortune for the future. In today's class, there's a beautiful saying about really being of service through the power of your silence, but not just through your presence and power of silence, through the energy of creativity and idea and responsibility. that can also come from that silence. So are you open to trusting? Are you open to trusting that you are ready? That you are being called to evolve humanity by your evolving yourself? Let's see.
I am strong, and my mind is powerful. I turn away from limiting thoughts and beliefs and old worry habits. I choose to fill my mind with energizing, helpful thoughts. I allow myself to return to a state of trust. I trust in life. I trust in myself. I trust. Everything I need, I already have. Everything I need, I already have. Everything that I have a right to claim will come to me. Everything that I have a right to claim will come to me. I trust. I trust. Every person who belongs in my circle of love will find me. Every person who belongs in my circle of love will find me. Every purpose for which I came here will be fulfilled. Every purpose for which I came here will be fulfilled. I trust. I trust. Everything I no longer need will make way for something new. Everything I no longer need will make way for something new. Everything I need, I already have. Everything I need, I already have. I trust. I trust in life.
I love the scene of the ocean like that. Hopefully you have trusted your destiny, and I'm going to go to our comments list to see what's going on with everyone. And did you like that meditation just now? Please let me know. And how are you feeling with today's next normal? Hopefully it's touching your heart. It's opening up something. Welcome to our wonderful sister Kailesh and Jennifer Scotland and her sister Sorupa. Nice to have you. The Rally Show, of course, Wendy. Jennifer Scotland's sister Asmita. Always nice to have you. Yes, V. Yes, it was a great video. Great video. Susanna, good evening, and Om Shanti. Nagarshi, good evening. Nikki Dicky, good evening. Om Shanti. Meenakshi, nice to have you on board. Nikhil, Kumar, Joshi, and Indu, warm Om Shanti. And Miss Rue, hope you're doing well as an essential worker. You're taking care of yourself and you're not taking on the burden of the whole world. Yeah, it's true, Raleigh. We need to listen to such kinds of meditations every day to keep things going inside of ourselves. Remember, if I can really raise my vibrations within my own being, then I can raise the vibrations of many. And maybe sometimes the people around you are the ones that benefit the least from you because of their attachments or the closeness to who you are. Then they don't take as much benefit from your raised vibrations. But don't give up, because really you are raising your vibrations. Your vibrations are getting higher. And to be quite frank, one of the things I've thought is that if I wasn't around, it would be even worse. That if I wasn't in their lives, that it would be even worse. And then there's always other people out there in the world who will be even better than you. That, you hope that maybe they can find a much better energy, maybe than you, to be able to raise their vibrations as well. So we have to keep getting into this energy of what's beneficial, what's more, what's best, what's best for you, what's best for me. And when you can have that attitude, you are evolving. When you can put away the selfishness and go into the selflessness, then you can evolve. You can definitely add it to your marks that you're evolving. We were talking the other day about people who wear their masks, that maybe they don't want to wear their masks, because of the pandemic, but in wearing your mask, you're helping somebody else. So that's being selfless. Now, there are people out there who are going, I don't care about the mask. All of this is a hoax, and they're just going out. We don't know if they're infected or if they have something or the other. And then you realize that those individuals are actually selfish. So there are questions about authorities. What we're being told, is it right? Are we really being given the right instructions? I don't know. I don't know if whatever's coming from the top of leadership or science or whatever is right or wrong. But for now, what I can say is that there is something going around that's been really, really damaging to the lives of millions of people. And it's clear that it's out there. That's not fake. The deaths are not fake. The illnesses are not fake. I don't think they're playing with the numbers. And so if people are going out there without their masks just because they want to be free and, they don't care and they don't believe this or that is happening, then I find that quite selfish, and that's not evolving our society. That's actually pulling our society back, because what the world doesn't need are more selfish people, and we don't need selfish vibrations. We need vibrations of benevolence. We need vibrations of kindness. We need vibrations of purity. We need vibrations of well-wishing. That's what the world needs now. That's our next normal. Not all this negativity and darkness. That's not what we need. Not at all. Not at all. So is everybody enjoying the session today? Marissa, nice to have you on board. Priya, good. I'm glad that you love the meditation. Om Shanti. Samantha McPherson, very nice to have you also. And, I can't end the show without giving a big shout out to my beautiful sister, Sonia Basson, whose birthday is today. And of course, I want to wish her a very, very happy birthday. And I don't want her to be upset with me, and I don't want her to pull my ear, because every year I get around this time of the year, I know it's her birthday, I know I'm supposed to call her, I know I'm in the midst of a million things, and I know I love her totally. And so I haven't called you yet, but I will call you tonight. But on behalf of all of us on the next normal, Sonia, we wish you an auspicious, pure, powerful, elevating, evolving, prosperous, healthy, incredible day today, whatever is left of it, of celebrating the fact that the soul has entered this body to play this part. But also, it's my wish that all of these auspicious feelings travel with you for birth after birth, where only the best falls at your feet, nothing less. Plus, you deserve nothing less than the best, Sonia Basson. Happy birthday to you. And to all of you out there celebrating birthdays in September, what a great month. So many people are born in September. Wow. So a very big happy birthday to all of you too. So lots of good wishes. I want to thank you for joining us on the Next Normal tonight. It was a very thoughtful and sincere and heartwarming evening with all of you, and just this whole sharing about evolving and really taking our lives to a whole different level. We really need to step up and get into our game. Sometimes I wish I had an army around me to make it easier for me, in one sense, where just the vibrations of people will just keep me flying, rather than me being the one that has to keep the vibrations, to keep everything flying. Sometimes I wish that. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't change being the pillar for anything in the world. I love being a pillar. And I will continue to love being a pillar. But it doesn't mean that I don't care for supporting pillars too. So if you're going to evolve, let's invite everyone else around us to evolve. Have deep heart-to-heart chit-chats. Look for ways in how you can inspire individuals to recognize their value and their potential and their capacity. Try to encourage them to get out of negative patterns, negative ways of thinking and seeing themselves. And try to see if you can create a safe space where they can talk with you and really be humble in their sharing, to see in what way can I grow? What am I doing that I need to maybe change and elevate? Had a beautiful conversation with a young girl who was just so open and honest about just where she was. And after the conversation, there were a few people in the room who were listening, and they were like, but you shouldn't do that, and you can't do that. And she was like, I don't know, I feel so embarrassed now that I did that. I go, don't listen to them. How do they understand what your heart is saying? You've just opened up your heart completely. Maybe next time be maybe discerning who you want to share such deep secrets to, but once you're open about where you are, then that means all of us step up to help you. That's all. And if you're hurt or if you feel a little bit disappointed in yourself, then that's the ego. So that's another training. That's another opportunity for you to see where you're growing, where you can grow from, and where you can evolve from. So the next normal, elevated, evolved, inspired, empowered, enlightened, beautiful people. Beautiful people. Thank you for joining us. Really warm Om Shanti today. Just remember, you are a soul. You're playing your part in this unlimited drama. And we're at a particular time in the cycle of life. It's a big confluence. It's the big realization that's taking place right now. And the future, it's just going to be golden. But you've got to get golden too. So thank you for joining us. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your day.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this bitter love. Tell the sweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains all by myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running because the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious,